The story of Spain begins deep in prehistory, far before the region became known as Spain, or even had distinct national identity. Millions of years ago, the Iberian Peninsula was inhabited by early human ancestors. Archaeological discoveries, such as those at the Atapuerca caves, reveal evidence of some of the oldest known human settlements in Europe, dating back nearly 800,000 years. These early humans were part of a world shaped by climatic shifts, and over thousands of years, they adapted to the rugged Iberian landscapes, leaving behind tools, bones, and fossils that speak to their resilience and ingenuity. By the Neolithic period, around 5000 BCE, farming and domestication of animals began to transform the lifestyles of the peninsula's inhabitants. The introduction of agriculture brought about permanent settlements, and with them, the development of megalithic structures. Monuments like the dolmens of Antequera offer evidence of early communities' deep connection to their environment and their beliefs. These megaliths, aligned with celestial bodies, suggest that even prehistoric peoples were observing the skies and marking time. Around 2000 BCE, the Iberian Peninsula saw the rise of distinct cultural groups. In the south and east, the Iberians developed societies with advanced metallurgy and intricate artistry. They traded extensively with Mediterranean cultures, particularly the Phoenicians, who arrived around the 9th century BCE. The Phoenicians established colonies like Gadir, modern Cadiz, one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in Western Europe. Their influence brought writing, advanced maritime technology, and connections to the broader Mediterranean world. The Greeks also established trading posts along the coast, but the most significant external influence in the early history of Spain came from the Carthaginians. Originally a Phoenician colony in North Africa, Carthage became a powerful city-state. By the 6th century BCE, it controlled parts of southern Spain, bringing with it wealth, trade, and conflict. The Carthaginians' dominance was challenged by the Roman Republic during the Punic Wars. These epic conflicts between Rome and Carthage in the 3rd and 2nd centuries BCE transformed the Mediterranean world. The Iberian Peninsula became one of the central theaters of war, with figures like Hannibal crossing the region on his legendary march to Italy. Eventually, Rome defeated Carthage and turned its attention to fully conquering Hispania. By 19 BCE, under Emperor Augustus, the Romans had subdued the peninsula and incorporated it into the empire as the provinces of Hispania Ulterior and Hispania Citerior. Roman rule brought profound changes to the Iberian Peninsula. The Romans introduced their language, laws, and infrastructure, building roads, aqueducts, and cities that connected the region to the broader empire. Cities like Tarraco, Tarragona, Emerita Augusta, Merida, and Cordoba became centers of administration and culture. The region was also an important source of resources for Rome, including gold, silver, olive oil, and wine. Roman Hispania was not just a frontier province. It became a vital part of the empire, producing influential figures like Seneca the philosopher and the emperors Trajan and Hadrian. As the Roman Empire began to decline in the 4th and 5th centuries CE, the Iberian Peninsula experienced waves of invasions by Germanic tribes. The Visigoths eventually established control, founding a kingdom that blended Roman traditions with their own. They adopted Christianity, codified laws, and ruled from cities like Toledo, which became the political and cultural heart of their kingdom. However, internal divisions and external pressures weakened the Visigothic state. In 711, the Visigothic kingdom faced a dramatic challenge. A Muslim army crossing from North Africa under the leadership of Tariq ibn Ziyad defeated the Visigoths in the Battle of Guadalete. This marked the beginning of nearly 800 years of Islamic presence in Spain. The Muslim-ruled territory, known as Al-Andalus, quickly flourished, becoming one of the most advanced and diverse societies in medieval Europe. Under Islamic rule, cities like Cordoba became centers of learning, art, and science. The Great Mosque of Cordoba symbolized the cultural achievements of this period. Muslim, Christian, and Jewish scholars worked together, translating and preserving ancient texts, developing mathematics, medicine, and philosophy. This era saw figures like Averroes, Ibn Rushd, and Maimonides contribute to global intellectual traditions. While Al-Andalus thrived, Christian kingdoms in the north of Spain began to push back. The Reconquista, a centuries-long series of campaigns to reclaim the peninsula, started as early as the 8th century. Over time, kingdoms like Asturias, Leon, Castile, and Aragon grew in strength. They gradually pushed southward, reclaiming territory through alliances, military campaigns, and strategic marriages. By the late 15th century, the Christian kingdoms of Castile and Aragon united through the marriage of Ferdinand II and Isabella I, known as the Catholic monarchs. This union laid the foundation for modern Spain. In 1492, they completed the Reconquista by capturing Granada, the last Muslim stronghold in Spain. That same year, they sponsored Christopher Columbus's voyage to the Americas, ushering in an era of exploration and empire. The Spanish Empire expanded rapidly, becoming one of the largest and wealthiest empires in history. The discovery of vast resources of silver and gold in the Americas transformed Spain's economy and funded its ambitions in Europe. However, the exploitation of indigenous peoples and the destruction of their civilizations left a dark legacy. In Europe, Spain became a dominant power under rulers like Charles V and Philip II. The Habsburg dynasty, which ruled Spain during this period, presided over a vast empire that included territories in Italy, the Netherlands, and the Americas. Philip II's reign saw the construction of El Escorial, a symbol of Spanish power and religious devotion, but also significant challenges, such as the defeat of the Spanish Armada in 1588. By the 17th century, Spain's golden age began to wane. Economic struggles, costly wars, and internal corruption weakened the empire. Despite this decline, Spain experienced a cultural flourishing, with figures like Miguel de Cervantes, Diego Velázquez, and Francisco de Quevedo leaving an enduring legacy in literature and art. The 18th century brought the War of the Spanish Succession, which ended with the Bourbon dynasty taking the throne. The Bourbons implemented reforms to modernize Spain's administration and economy, but the loss of colonial possessions continued. By the early 19th century, independence movements in Latin America, inspired by Enlightenment ideals, dealt a significant blow to Spain's global power. The 19th century was a period of turmoil and transformation. Spain faced political instability, alternating between monarchy, republic, and dictatorship. The Industrial Revolution arrived late, and economic stagnation fueled social unrest. The Spanish-American War of 1898 marked the final collapse of Spain's colonial empire, with the loss of Cuba, Puerto Rico, and the Philippines. The 20th century began with challenges, but also opportunities for renewal. In 1931, Spain declared a republic, but deep divisions between conservatives and progressives led to the Spanish Civil War, 1936-1939. The war was a brutal conflict that ended with the victory of Francisco Franco's nationalists. Franco established a dictatorship that lasted until his death in 1975. After Franco's death, Spain transitioned to democracy under King Juan Carlos I. The 1978 Constitution established Spain as a parliamentary monarchy, and the country joined the European Union in 1986, ushering in an era of modernization and economic growth. Today, Spain is a vibrant democracy with a rich cultural heritage, shaped by its complex history and diverse regions.